What is up, mathletes? Welcome back to the episode of Math with Dr. Math, and you want to know how to find that LCD of rational expressions. We got a good one for you today. Tell them how good it is.
Tastes so good, make you want to slap your mama, don't it, Willie?
Yeah, boy.
Alright, mathletes, so let's dive in here and we're going to look at how to find the LCD, and we're going to make this easy, right? So check this out. We're going to look at examples that look like these, right? So we're going to start off slow so you get the idea, and then we're going to build. And what's cool is once you understand these, it doesn't matter what they throw at you, we got you covered. Alright, so let's look at our first example here. Alright, so the first step is you need to factor your denominators, right? Those numbers on the bottom completely. So first step, write it down, and it has to be completely, right? You can't leave any piece unfactored. So that 12, we're going to break up the 12, which is 2 times 2 times 3. And if you want to use a number tree, go ahead and use a number tree, a factor tree, some of you call it, right? The 18 is 9 times 2, but the 9, you could factor it further. So it's 3, oops, that's not a pen, that's an imposter. 3 times 3 times 2. All right, so that's for 18, and then we got 30, which is going to be 10 times 3, but that 10 is 2 times 5 times 3. All right, so here's a big piece of advice, right, that you're not going to get from the other channels. Whenever they are multiplied and you see the same number copied multiple times, right, what we're going to use is exponential notation, right? So here, instead of writing 2 times 2, we're going to write it 2 squared, right? Because it's copied twice. So that's 2 times 2 times 3, so 2 squared. Here, for the second one, you have 2 copies of that 3, so we're going to write that, I could just write as equals, right? 3 squared times 2, and then this one we don't have to rewrite it because, again, we didn't have multiple copies. All right, so big note, make sure you got that down. All right, so now what we're going to do to find the LCD is we're going to have as a product. So our LCD here, our LCD, what we do is we look at the unique factors, and when we say the unique factors, we're just saying what are the different numbers that you see. Well, I see a 2, I see a 3, and I see a 5. And notice, here I had a 2, here I had a 2, here I had a 2, but what you want to make sure is that you use the 2 that had the biggest exponent. So write that down, very important, because a lot of people, this makes sense right now, but when you look back at your notes and you actually try this on your own, you might forget, right? Because we forget very fast. So again, write this down. So which one did we write? We wrote the one that has the biggest exponent, all right? That's money, right? So I can't be giving you all my secrets, but I'm doing it today, all right? This one had a 3, this one had a 3, and this one had a 3. Again, you want to write the one with the biggest exponents. So 3 squared, all right? And then 5, this is the only list that had a 5, so I don't need to write an exponent there. It's already understood to be 1. So when you multiply all this out, this is going to give you your least common denominator, right? It's that easy. So we end up with 2 squared, which is 4, times 3 squared, which is 9, times 5. All right, so we could do this many different ways. So 4 times 5 gives us 20, and 20 times 9 is going to give us 180. So our LCD for this first one is 180. So what that means is this is the smallest number that 12, 18, and 30 divide into. All right, it's looking good so far. All right, so if you haven't done so, smash that like button because we're working hard in Dr. Math Studios for you. All right, follow me to the next example. All right, now let's up the game a little bit. Let's take it to the next level. So what happens when you throw in these variables? Same exact idea. So I'm gonna take that 2, I would break it up, x cubed y. So again, I would try to factor it, but the 2, it's prime. You can't factor it, right? I don't care what your mom says, you can't factor this. So we're just gonna copy this down. And that x cubed, you don't have to write it as x times x times x, because whenever we have a repeated factor, again, you want to use those exponents. So that one's perfect, right? It's beautiful the way it is, right? The 16xy squared z, right? That 16 is really 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, right? So notice it's 2 4 times. So I'm going to write that as 2 raised to the 4th power, because whenever a number repeats itself, we use those exponents, all right? Write this down, right? This is gold. So times x times y squared times z, all right? So now we're going to write down our LCD, which is all the unique factors. And if this is too hot for you, get out of the kitchen, right? This is what we're doing here in Dr. Math Studios. This is what we're cooking for you. So what are our unique factors? Well, we see a 2, right? Boom. And we want to write it with the biggest exponent. So the biggest exponent we see for our 2's, there's a 2, there's a 2, boom, is this 4. All right? So again, make sure that's clear. Is it clear? Uh-huh.
You getting this? Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
All right, good. So we see an x. Right? I'm not talking about your x. I'm talking about we see an x. Which x has the largest exponent? Boom, x cubed. And we see a y. The y that has the largest exponent is y squared. And then we see a z. Boom. So our last step here is to clean this up. And 2 to the 4th power, we already know is 16. So our last step is our LCD is 16 x cubed y squared times z. And if I'm making this easier than your teacher did, destroy that like button, because again, we're working hard for you folks. All right, so hopefully this is making sense. Follow me to our last example. All right, so now our denominator, again, I don't care what's in the numerator, ignore the numerator. We only care what's in the denominator. So we factor the denominator first, all right? So let's factor that denominator. So, and again, we have a video linked for you if you need practice factoring. We got you, right? I got an awesome video for you showing you how to factor these using the cloud method. All right, so make sure you click on that video if you need practice factoring. So here I'm going to factor this. This is x plus 5 and x plus 4, right? And usually people don't, when they're having trouble with this, it's not that they're having trouble with this idea, it's maybe they're having trouble with past ideas. So again, when you're working in math, make sure you're really solid in what you did before, all right? And again, we have the tools to help you out. And then we're gonna factor this next one, x squared plus 8x plus 16. So again, we're looking for two numbers that multiply to give us 16 and add up to 8. In the top one, we looked for two numbers that multiply to give us 20 and add up to 9. So 5 times 4 gave us a 20. When you add them, they give you 9. Why does that work so easy in this case? Because the leading coefficient is a 1. Again, we talk about various examples in the video. So if you need practice, we have you covered. All right. So our two numbers that multiply to give us 16 are 4 and 4. And at the same time, they add up to that big 8 in the middle. All right. Excellent. So now we found our mother factors. So now what we do for our LCD, according to our Dr. Math steps, is you write down all the unique, when it says unique, all the different factors that you see. Well, I see an x plus 4, and then I see an x plus 5, but check this one out, because some of you are already saying, wait, Dr. Math, you're not following your advice. Hold on, right? This, we could rewrite it as x plus 4. There's two copies, so we're writing it as x plus 4 squared. So now we know that right here, boom, all we do is attach that squared because that's the biggest exponent. So this, my friends, becomes our LCD. Boom, it's that easy, right? People are like, dang, why did my teacher explain it like this? I'm telling you, give us a subscribe, follow, we have your back. All right, so now let's get you some practice. Follow us. All right, mathletes, now it's your turn. We want you to try this problem out right here. And what we want you to do is to find the LCD and comment down below, all right? And we want to hear back from you. Comment down below, where are you watching this from? And again, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe, and we'll see you mathletes in the next video. Peace. Alright mathletes, thanks for watching, and again, if you like this video, we have some other videos that we think you might enjoy. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.